we move to a different topic, which is your relationship with the minister?
Before you do that, Mr. Chaskasi. Yes.
Yeah, for the record, Mr. Chaskasi, please indicate when you're moving on to a...
Yes, I am going to move to a different topic now.
If we have questions on that segment, we may put them.
Mr. Mokgotsi, the last part of what you've said, you say you are here and you are presenting your evidence to help the commission. Now, you told us yesterday, and you're repeating now, that Mr. Matlala told you that he gave General Mokgotsi a bag. I think that's what you said, in Durban. You remember that?
Yes, something, yeah.
Something like that. You remember that? Now, you haven't investigated that. You haven't put to us evidence of the truthfulness, one, of your conversation with Mr. Matlala that you allege, and two, that what he told you is in fact true. We don't have facts. We are a fact-finding body as a commission. You've made that allegation. How do you figure that helps the commission in executing its mandate?
All I'm saying is I came here to give my side of the story. Now, for one to say I'm misdirecting or this is a misdirection, when I say this is what I know. If Kat was lying to me, he lied to me. But this is what I know. He told me. That's correct.
I'm not discussing misdirection. In fact, I come from a position of concern that you are making statements, even in this short exercise of cross-examination, none of which is backed up by any investigation on your part that you can produce the facts to us and say, here's proof. We know that you are close to Kat. You've told us you were with him. You don't have an affidavit from him that confirms that conversation, and that he told you, that you spoke to him and he told you what you say. We have only your say-so. And I'm concerned that we may well be grossly irresponsible and reckless as a commission, that we've given you a platform where you're making all these statements and you present them as facts and you keep saying, I'm here to help the commission, when in fact they're not backed up by any facts or even basic investigation on your part. For me, as a commissioner, that's a matter of concern. Do you accept that you're making statements that you have, for whatever reason, you're not backing them up with facts, even just this little bit about payments to Mokgotsi and to Masim, to General Kele? It's not backed up by facts. You accept that?
I accept that, Commissioner.
And you accept that's not helpful to the commission if we don't have facts from you?
If the commission is a fact-finding body and I give you information, I'm giving it that commission can investigate. I gave example about the Boko Haram and the crime intelligence presentation.
No, allow me to stop you because I know you've got many topics that you're discussing. I'm worried that we don't end up discussing something that I wasn't raising. I'm raising with you a very specific thing. You said yesterday, Matlala told you that he went to Umhlanga Ridge and that was General Mokgotsi's home. Now, if you've been following the work of the commission, you would know that General Mokgotsi testified that his home is in Hillcrest. So you'd have done a basic inquiry. With Matlala, are you sure that's his house? Because in the commission, this is what he said. You did not do that. And then you come here, you don't interrogate him, but you come here and then you put it out there that payments were made at his house, or something was given to him at his house, and these allegations were made at his house in Umhlanga Ridge, and there's simply no evidence from you to back up those allegations. And these are serious, they have serious implications for people. And I think we should be concerned that you may be using this platform, at least to some extent, such as this. You're using this platform to make allegations like that, which you're not backing up. If you have a comment, you can, but I raise it as a matter of concern, listening to you on the back of this exchange with Mr. Chaskalson, that you're being challenged, that you said things that are not backed up by facts, and you have to accept there are no facts you've presented to us.
Oh, okay, Commissioners, I was talking about the presentation that is in the crime intelligence. I was trying to say that. With that, I was backing up my story that former Minister Bheki Cele knew Cat before. Even his picture was there. He came and he said he did not know Cat Matlala. Was that not sufficient to show that he knew him before 2024?
Okay, no, thank you. I think you've answered me. Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
Can we move quickly to deal with your relationship with the minister? You're on record publicly as saying that you ran the branding campaign for the minister when he was running for Secretary General for the ANC in 2017. Is that correct?
Yeah, in my province, that's correct.
In your province?
Yes.
So you've known the minister since at least 2017?
That's correct.
And you have a direct line to the minister. Your evidence yesterday was that you only call the Chief of Staff when you can't get to the minister directly.
That's correct.
And we saw multiple signal chats that you had with the minister over the period December, January 2024, 2025.
That's correct.
And the minister was calling you on several occasions, not you calling the minister.
As people knowing each other is possible. That's correct.
Can you say why the minister would have no knowledge of you, or why the minister would, when he was first asked about whether he knew you, said that he didn't?
I don't know why he said that, for the fact, except the answer that I'll give you what he said to me. I asked him, he said, the time when he was talking, there was a picture of somebody, which was, the impression was, the picture was portrayed as if it's Brown Mokgotsi. And he said, I don't know this person, because it was a Zoom meeting from what he told me. But when he heard it correctly, and then he did say, I don't know Brown Mokgotsi as an associate. I know him as a comrade from Northwest. That's what he said.
See. Let's talk about your relationship with Mr. Matlala. Do you recall the interdict that you spoke about yesterday when your foundation interdicted the Northwest Health Department around a tender?
That's correct.
Can we go to the exhibit bundle and the judgment in that interdict? If we can go to page 14 in the exhibits bundle. And I just want to get a chronology of this interdict out. So the judgment starts on page 13 of the bundle, and the applicant is the Brown Mokgotsi Foundation.
That's correct.
And did you depose to all of the affidavits in this case as the named member of the foundation?
Yes, I did, after being given the authority by the board. I am not a member or a director of the Brown Mokgotsi Foundation. It is named after me. It is the board would take a decision to say who can depose an affidavit. In this case, it was myself.
Both founding and replying?
That's correct.
So we see that the matter was heard for the first time on the 15th of September in paragraph 2 on page 14, and then postponed to 22 September for the respondents to file their answering affidavits. And in paragraph 4 on page 14, we see that the order was delivered on the 26th of September. So the hearing would presumably have been on the 26th of September. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And if we go down to the bottom on page 29, we see that the attorneys for the foundation were Tau Matsumela attorneys.
That's correct.
Sorry, page 28. Who funded this application for the foundation?
Different people, but I will not necessarily know all the funders. The owners, the directors of Brownwood Foundation will be in the position to know. But I know of a few, one of the companies that's funded, but I don't know the entire.
Which company do you know?
It was Mr. I know his name is Mr. Suleiman Karim.
Suleiman Karim.
That's correct. I don't know which company used to fund this.
You've stated publicly that Kat Matlala funded this application.
Not funded. He helped that time.
Can we just play the video of what you said publicly? It's the video of 19th of October. And Chair, we should give this an exhibit number because it's not in the paper bundle. Can we call it exhibit BMC1?
I'm just trying to think, should we not keep a running list? Because we had an exhibit number with Ms. Sillo the other day. What was it, Ms. Hassan? Ms. Hassan.
So apparently our exhibits are numbered CJ, and we've got to CJ.
Maybe to
CJ
avoid-
C50. It's recorded in the file. Apparently.
Oh, all right.
CJ C50.
Thank you.
In July, he proudly disclosed his 2023 legal battle with the health department was funded by Musi Kat Matlala.
He never told me in advance, well, Baba, be careful. I'm a kingpin, I'm this, I'm that. We are meeting him as a business person. It doesn't necessarily say you are endorsing the person. I know it's not that. When my foundation took the Northwest Provincial Government, where we are, he assisted. There was a tender for 72 million in demand. My foundation, Brownwood's Foundation, went to court and interdicted that process, and the tender was advertised. He assisted my foundation through the lawyers and stuff like that. So that's the level I know was Matlala. The matter even went to the SCA. You should imagine the legal fees attached to that.
So you say he assisted you. How did he assist you?
Ideas and other things, how to do it. It is Suleiman Karim only who assisted. Not Kat Matlala never paid for that legal thing.
But you said there that he did assist you.
He assisted not with money, not financially.
Well, how did he assist you?
Technically, ideas. Remember, this was not it was that tender in the Northwest Department of Health. It was tendered for by different companies in the Northwest. And all the time, it has been this thing of being won by the outside people. And this time around, they felt that we should, because there was some other processes which were not done correctly. It was to help the local businesses. And to contextualize that, because we never had an opportunity before to interdict a tender or a bidding process within government department. It was the first. That's the only way. He assisted with ideas technically how that can be done. And we made sure, I remember that we were saying, must make sure that whoever helps this process must not be any company which has tendered. If any company that was part of the bidding process has intention to go to court, it must go unilaterally. It must not be through the foundation. And those are some of the ideas we got from CAT,
So
not financially.
CAT gave you the idea that no losing bidder should help with the funding.
May I repeat the question, Bob?
The idea that CAT gave you, was that no losing bidder should help with the funding of the application?
He was coming very clear that, look, if you are a Section 21, if you are acting in the public interest, you can't have whoever tendered being part of the application. If companies or whoever who has bidded wants to go to court, must go without without the foundation. So he only gave us, he helped us with ideas, not financially.
Not financially.
No.
And other ideas that he gave you?
That's all.
That's the only idea?
Yes.
But you saw fit to mention that as assistance when you were interviewed in October this year.
That's correct. That's my work. There was no way I could just go there and say, like forget, we were talking about CAT. And CAT is my project. I cannot just go there and pretend as if I now forget my work. I never said he gave me money because I know who funded that thing. It's not CAT Matlala.
But according to your statement, CAT became your project, I think you said, March, April 2024.
Yes, that's correct, on the tender.
Yes, but you knew CAT already.
That's
from
correct.
the year before.
You even asked me, the question was asked yesterday, Commissioner, that did you have CAT's number? I said yes. It should be noted, Commissioner, I spoke about Boko Haram of 2018. So that's a different thing. It shows there was that stage way back that this CAT has been in the limelight.
So you knew CAT was John Wick?
That's the presentation that was given to show who John Wick was. And from that to establish, the part of investigation, actually, to establish whatever that is said about CAT, it was important. One will have his number. One will want to know where does CAT stay.
Yes. But you knew that he was alleged to be a major-time drug dealer and gang leader going by the name of John Wick.
I cannot confirm that. I was confirming that John Wick, in terms of the intelligence report, is Mosamos CAT Matlala. That's the picture that was put there. And let's say, this is very, very important, commissioners. Let's say CAT comes, whether to any court of law or any platform, he's able to dispute that he was not John Wick. Let's say CAT was not John Wick. The point that I was trying to make is the picture that was placed on the intelligence report, it was that of CAT, and his name was written CAT underneath and John Wick. So I was trying to say, former Minister Bheki Cele must have remembered this face when he met him for the first time in 2024.
But surely by the same reasoning, you must have remembered this face and this name when someone comes to offer you assistance in how your foundation should bring a public interest application.
Yeah, even if commissioners, even if that time CAT could have wanted to help us financially, if he was not one of the bidders, we will accept. I cannot say I did not know him or I did not, there was no way we could work with him. All I'm saying is he was able to help, to give us idea, to help us to take this thing forward. You'll realize in the same application, commissioners, it was re-advertised, it went to the CA, and the foundation did not proceed. Then it was re-advertised. You will realize that the same thing happened. The foundation did not participate on the second leg of this court application. Private companies were involved.
Who introduced you to CAT to give you assistance in this foundation application?
In 2023.
That one.
It was not a direct thing that someone is bringing CAT to come and advise. It's a matter that you know someone who says, you know, there is this brother, he's a businessman, he's based where, and this person can help us. And initially, we thought he would give us lawyers or something when we spoke to CAT, only to find out he gave us the technical know-how of going there. So I had his numbers, I could call him that time, but that time in specifically, I called him to assist us with the tender.
So you were the one who made the contact with CAT?
That's correct.
And you had his numbers, this was before you'd met General Sabir?
Yes, not the one that came from General Sabir.
Sorry, not the one that came from General
Yes.
Sabir, a separate number for CAT
Yes.
that you had?
That's correct.
Do you know that one of the losing bidders, in fact, the losing bidder that subsequently took the interdict on was called Alu Construction?
Alu Construction, yes. I don't know the company. I remember the name Alu Construction. I knew it through the legal firm, Tau Matsemela, attorneys. When they went to court, he told me that there were people, they said they saw me representing your foundation, and they also want to pursue a similar exercise. Their name is Alu. That's what happened.
So they went to the same attorneys, Talmadge.
And that's correct, Commissioner. I asked them how. Now, why did they come to you? He said maybe they felt that he knew the process and the case better because he was involved in the case before.
And do you know that Alu Construction are one of the entities in the consortium of Morgan Maumela and Kat Matlala that was awarded a lucrative contract at Tembisa Hospital?
I don't know the owner of this Alu, this Morgan Maumela. I saw him on news.
Do you accept, if I put it to you, that Alu Construction was one of the entities in the consortium of Maumela and Matlala that won the contract at Tembisa Hospital?
Yes, I saw that on the news, that's correct.
And do you know that it was the award of that contract that Babita Deokaran was investigating when she was murdered?
Yeah, I saw, yes, the whistleblower. That's correct.
And we know that Mr. Suleiman Karim has an interest in the Medicare 24 contract of Mr. Matlala. You've described him as an investor in that contract.
That's correct.
And we know that Mr. Karim, on your version, funded this litigation of the foundation.
Yeah, that's correct. That in the first instance, and he did not come to me. He did not go to the foundation. There was a meeting of small businesses which bidded for that contract, and we had somebody from outside Mafikeng won that contract, for the health tender, and I went to ask him, and it was not the first time. I went to ask him that, Suleiman, there is this thing we want to interdict this because the business community is being undermined. The business community is now crying that they will never have an opportunity in this tender.
Do you know if Mr. Maumela has any interest in the Medicare 24 contract that you've been investigating?
I don't know.
If I were to put it to you that the chats between Mr. Maumela and Mr. Matlala suggest very strongly that he has that interest. What would you say to that?
It's what you saw. I cannot say anything about that. I cannot say anything between their chats.
So you, in your investigations into this contract, which was apparently your tasking at Crime Intelligence, weren't able to establish who Mr. Matlala's partners in the contract were?
I've not yet reached that stage, and even where we are, it is not because of investigation. Whoever was likely to see that message happened to come across that they are working together. I did not know that they were working together.
Can we look at the money flows in relation to this interdict? If you go to the exhibit bundle at page 2, do you have it?
That's correct.
Now, you'll see there are a series of Gotle Foundation statements, bank statements that are included in the exhibit bundle. These figures have been extracted from the actual bank statements of Gotle Foundation. Can you remind the Commission who Gotle Foundation are?
There's no Gotle Foundation, there's Brown Mokgotsi Foundation.
Gotle Specialists.
Oh, Gotle Specialist is the company owned by my fiancée. She's the sole director in that company.
So it's her company, not yours?
No, it's not my company. I do not have shares. I'm not a director. I do not have any direct beneficiation from that company.
If we look at these money flows, we see that on the 10th of August 2023, there was an F&B payment from S. And the contract account holder is Tasmika Construction. If we go over to the right. And the amount was 100,000. In fact, there were two amounts of 100,000 on the same day, the 10th of August 2023. We can just keep scrolling so that we see Tasmika Construction. Can we scroll further to the right? So the payer is Tasmika Construction. Do you know whose company Tasmika Construction is?
Yes, I know. I know who's the owner. Suleiman Karim.
Suleiman Karim.
That's correct.
So we see on the 10th of August, there were two payments of 100,000 each from Tasmika Construction, Suleiman Karim's company, into Gotle Specialists, your fiancé's company.
That's correct. That's correct.
And then if we go down to one row, we see that on the same day, there was a payment of 150,000 from Gotle Specialists.
That's correct.
To Tau Matsamela.
That's correct.
Is this the funding for that interdict application?
I believe that's the one. That's correct.
So a couple of questions. Why was it channeled through Gotle Specialists?
I believe that time, this Brown Mokgotsi Foundation did not have the bank account had some problem. But in addition, my fiancée, she's also director of Brown Mokgotsi Foundation. So there was nothing wrong that they could pay because a certain amount. And it's very much important that it be noted that my fiancé and Suleiman Karim, I thought you would have obtained statement from 2010, maybe 15, 16. They've had a relationship of business, subcontracting, all those things. I'm not part of that. I'm not even in a position to answer for that. And there was nothing wrong that the money could go through the Gotle, since one of the directors of Brown Mokgotsi Foundation is the owner of Hotel.
So Tasmika Construction funded this litigation with those two payments of 100,000 into Hotle Specialists, which is your fiance's company.
No, I cannot say 200,000. We requested funding, and then, like I say, they have history. There are other transactions which were not related to that. The amount paid to the lawyers, as is reflecting, that's the amount that has been paid. I cannot say he funded for 200,000 or 200, they separate 100,000 rand.
If we, so you're saying 150,000 was funded from Tasmika Construction?
It was paid, I'm talking on what I see, was paid to the lawyers, that's correct,
For this case?
for this case.
And then if we go down, we see that there were two further payments of 50,000 each on the 19th of September. That's just before the hearing.
That's correct.
And they come with the reference from S. Is that from Suleiman Karim as well?
That's correct. That's correct, Commissioner.
And those two payments seem to fund a 70,000 payment to Tau Matsamela from Hotle on the same day.
You see, on the part of funding and how much was paid to the lawyers and stuff, I believe it will be very much fair and appropriate for the Commission to direct either its communication to the director of Hotle, because I cannot speak on their behalf. And I went through this, I saw a lot of bank statements. I can honestly confirm now to the Commission that I will not be in a position to talk on behalf of these finances. Perhaps the Commission, if find it more important, could inform Hotle and get their auditors to bring the books and stuff like that.
Are you suggesting that you have no control over Hotle at all?
I'm not suggesting it's a fact. I don't have any beneficiation from Hotle.
Do you get paid money by Hotle?
I don't get paid money by Hotle. This is my fiance. You can go through, if you check the statement, you'll always see some references, brown. It may be an error on a what you call a bank app, but the bank accounts where the money goes does not come to me. It's not my bank account. Yes, except for maybe 2,000 rand petrol when I do our personal things with her. But I do not control Hotle. I'm not the director of Hotle. I don't benefit from Hotle. And the Brown Woods Foundation, I don't benefit from it. I'm not the director.
Mr. Mokgotsi, we've extracted the payments to Brown coming out of Hotle.
Correct.
There's an amount in excess of 3 million rands in transactions that say payments to Brown.
That's correct.
How do you account for that?
I cannot account for that, commissioners. The moment, you see, you can check even on Tasmika or what is this? Tasmika plant. You will see they are having references. That's page 5. Tasmika and page 6. You see, from there, from the 25, it's loan. You know, I don't know these references, but factually, there's no way this man can, or whoever can borrow without any way that person is paying back. It's because on the app, cell phone app, banking app, you'll always have a reference, and when you pay, it always say brown. But those monies do not come. There's no, except for maybe e-wallet or something, 1,000. There's no any amount more than 3,000 rand that ever came. And I can even challenge and request the Commission to do any investigation. Go to Hotle, get 205, get the statements and their financials. There's no
We
bank
will get
account.
the contras.
Thank you.
And for present purposes, I want to put to you, that there are cumulative amounts in excess of 3 million rands that go out of Grootelee with a transaction reference payment to Brown?
Now, that can be checked. Check their books. And on their books, we will see the bank account. I guarantee you, there's no bank account where this money came that is mine. And even if probably there are third-party payments, probably let's say it's third-party payments for me, the financials from those auditors and them, or if she's subpoenaed, you will get the truth. I'm not having any power over that. And then being called the businessman, I have a business separately from Grootelee. And this came as a result of after I lost my wife. I kept what is mine separately from this. And it is, I can assure you, it's an error. It is an error on the app where a person, when sending money every time, in that reference, still written Brown. Just, I was checking, after you gave first note, and thank you, Commissioner, for giving us opportunity to go this. Even this, I even called her, did you make so many loans from this guy? He said, no, I've got invoices, I've been working with this guy, but look at the references, loan. It's not, there are no bank accounts linked to this.
The references that say loan may well be incorrectly described, but they're not loans, loans that you give. There are monies advanced from Ziggy Investments, which is another one of Mr. Karim's companies, to
That's
Grootelee.
correct. But,
So you wouldn't know whether Ziggy is lending that money or not.
I will not know. But logically, how can, like you can check on page 5, there is SSSSS, then there is PMT, then SS, then is loan. You can see this person kept, is an error on the app. He just kept that reference SSSS.
Yes, but the reference stays with the account number. So the reference is linked to the account number to which the money is paid.
Probably, I'm
So
not
the
sure.
reference that says payment to Brown is
Yes.
linked to the account number to which the payment to Brown is made.
Thank you. Then commissioners, let me request that the investigation should be done. We get the books from Grootelee and the auditors and those bank accounts. And I'm acceding, you see, I said, except for maybe 1,000, 2,000 for the e-wallets or petrol, because I do live there.
You've done this exercise. Which payments from Grootelee that say payment to Brown do you say are payments to Brown?
I did not. Yes, there is the one. Page 81. September 21. Sent 07298497779. 1,000 rand. 1.1. Those transactions of e-wallets, because even my bank account is not linked to Grootelee.
Yes, but that doesn't say payment to Brown.
As I'm saying, those that are mine, they'll be in that fashion.
So when I look on the 18th and it says payment to Brown, 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 you're disputing that those are payments to you?
I can assure you, those payments did not come to me.
We'll get the contras and we will put them before the Commission.
Thank you, Commissioners.
If we just recapping in relation to the 2023 contract, we have a losing bidder that is the same entity that is part of Mr. Matlala and Mr. Mamela's consortium.
On which one?
The 2023 contract that the Brown,
One of the bidders.
the Brown Mokgotsi
Foundation.
Interdicted.
Oh, one of the bidders.
One of the bidders, indeed.
All right.
We have payment from Suleiman Karim for the application.
That's correct.
We have Suleiman Karim being an investor in Mr. Matlala's Medicare 24 contract.
That's correct.
We have Mr. Matlala being interested in Mr. Matlala's Medicare 24 contract.
According to what is presented to the Commission, that's why I say
We
yes.
have a succession of chats between Mr. Matlala and Mr. Matlala accounting for every, well, keeping Mr. Matlala posted on payments from SAPS.
But commissioners, between Maumela and Matlala, we need to agree they are not at my disposal. So I don't know if I must say correct. I must agree to that. I believe that you have cell phone chats which were not presented to me. And even if they were presented, I have nothing to do with Matlala and Maumela.
Coming back to the sequence, we have Matlala assisting with the 2023 application.
Yes, the idea. That's correct.
You say it's not financial, it's just strategic advice.
Yeah.
Can I take you to a point, and we have these 200,000 rands from Tasmika Construction on the 10th of August, from which 150,000 goes to the Brown Mokgotsi Foundation.
That's correct.
And would that money have come in after you had been at your meeting in the community to raise funds for this interdict?
May you please take me to the page?
Which
Is it
page?
29. Is it from the judgment?
No, you don't.
Oh,
I'm not talking about the judgment. I'm talking about you said there was this meeting in the community,
community
about
forum,
a
business forum.
community forum that then said we
Yes.
must interdict this because local businesses are not being helped.
That's correct.
So it was only after that that you'd only have raised funds after that. I'm trying to get a chronology in my head.
Myself, I don't understand, Commissioner, what is it implied right now. I thought I have agreed. I said, yes, when we went to court, I asked Suleiman Karim to help us when we went to court.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if are you referring to the same request,
I am referring to that 2023 matter.
the same request that I made to him, that he should help us when he sent the money. That's correct.
Yes. And that was after you'd had your community meeting to start this case.
That's correct.
And that's how the 200,000 came to Khotle.
That's correct. After I spoke to Karim.
So what I do want to raise with you is, if you go to page E16,
60.
16, paragraph 9. Do you have it?
Underneath.
At the bottom of the page.
Yes, both the first and second respondent.
Both the first and second respondents argued that the application lacked urgency, saying that the applicant did nothing after it received the tender letter on 11 August 2023 and only approached this court on urgency on 15 September 2023. The applicant contended it made a mistake in its founding papers regarding the dates, and the month of September and not August is when the applicant was notified by the whistleblower about the tender. It received the tender letter during September, it approached the legal representatives during September, court papers were drafted during September, and the urgent application was instituted during September. So, if I can explain what's happening there. You launched this application on the 15th of September, your foundation. That's correct?
That's correct.
In a founding affidavit that you signed.
That's correct.
The respondent said In your founding affidavit, you mentioned that you received the tender letter on 11 August, which means you've delayed for over a month, and it's not urgent, it's self-created urgency. That's what that's what was confronting you.
Correct,
correct?
correct, Commissioner.
Then in paragraph 10, in correcting the error regarding the month, the applicant in its answering affidavit, it should be the replying affidavit, says, and this again was an affidavit that you deposed to, I apologize to the Honourable Court for the heading before paragraph 22, which reads events of 13 August 2023. In the affidavit I deposed to on 15 September, this was a typing error and was intended to read events of 13 September 2023. I further apologize to the Honourable Court for the referral to the date of 13 August 2023 as appears in paragraph 22 of the affidavit. This was a typing error. It was intended to read 13 September 2023. And then all of the August dates are apologized for and it is said September. Then the judge concludes at paragraph 11, based on the following observations regarding the dates leading up to the adjudication of the application on 15 September, it's in my view highly improbable that the applicant received such an important piece of information in the form of a tender letter, consulted with legal representatives, did everything that it takes to cause the matter to be ripe for hearing by the 14th of August, and thereafter decided to bury his intentions of approaching this court until a month later. Given the chronology of events as they occurred, it's my view highly probable that the events under 22 to 25 occurred in the month of September, not August. So what you were telling the court is that you only got the tender letter and you only went to lawyers in September, not in August. That's what you said in your replying affidavit.
That's correct.
But if we look at the money flows, you'd already had your community meeting, taken a decision to go to lawyers, advanced 150,000 to lawyers by the 10th of August.
That's correct. Commissioners, I'm trying to establish what the SC, the relevance of this.
Don't worry about relevance. Just respond to the questions. We will deal with questions of relevance.
No, to me, SC is adjudicating on a matter that has been decided by the judge now. It's asking question about something that has.
Let me put it to you. What I'm saying to you is you actually lied on oath in your replying affidavit, that these events in relation to the contract that took you to lawyers happened in August. And when you were called upon to explain why you only brought this application on the 15th of September, you lied and you said, well, these events only happened in September.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing, Commissioners, that I will not be understanding what initially what the SC was trying to say. And this happened in 2023. I'm trying to pick up the pieces that you said, the SC said, let me tell you what happened here. And then I've been trying to understand here what it is an affidavit that was prepared by the lawyers, who at that time were advancing reasons for the late agency application. And according to how SC is leading evidence commissioners, is saying, I do not think the events or the money issue here, the payment of money was the reason we went to court late or something. Because I don't understand how do you say I lied in court when on the basis that I say we had a meeting with the community. Having a meeting with the community, those community members did not sign the matter, was to hear their frustrations, telling us that, look, it is time that the tender must be won by someone from here, and that did not happen. That is the point. So how the money issue got involved, I will need to be explained thoroughly so that I can be able to respond. Or
Well,
else
how the
now,
money issue was involved was 150,000 rands was paid to the attorneys on the 10th of August.
that's correct.
And on the version that you gave on oath to the court, you only learnt that the tender had been awarded to someone who you didn't want it to be awarded on sometime late in September, which I'm putting to you as a lie.
Oh, because of the whistleblower, no, now I get your point. The whistleblower came out that there's a tender that is being awarded. But only the appointment letter became available to be able to attach when you go to court that time. Now I remember. Because of the whistleblower, we heard that there was this tender. Similarly, if you check this Matlala's tender, where I say the source, it was in April. But if you check the appointment letter, I think it was signed either in July or August. But because of information that you will receive it prior. That's
So
the
you had received the whistleblower's report, and that's what triggered you to raise the money at the community meeting and then to arrange for the transfer to lawyers on the 10th of August. But you only got the tender award letter much later. Is that what your version is?
That's the version. I remember the events now, that the information came out earlier, and that information came in a form of proof that, look, sorry, excuse me, adjudication has been done, evaluation has been done. I think that even the appointment letter is awaiting signature. And this was not followed. That's now information that you get. And you could not approach court on urgent basis without having anything that talks to that award of the tender.
So you'd heard from the whistleblower, but you hadn't got your evidence.
We did not have evidence.
Because you see, in your paragraph 22, which is quoted on page 18, you say you heard from the whistleblower on the 13th of September, which couldn't be true because this all happened before the 10th of August.
Commissioners, I'm still repeating this. How the lawyer put this thing, he was making sense to the court that time. Because I remember now, the appointment letter for that tender was not out, but information was valid that so-and-so has been appointed.
Mr. Matlala and Mr. Mokgotsi, I stand by my submission that you're lying in relation to what happened then. You lied under oath then. But I want to put a broader proposition to you, which is your role as an agent essentially makes you a professional liar. You lie as your job. What's your answer to that?
That's not correct, Your Worship. That's not correct, commissioners. Even when I spoke about the legend building and stuff, there's rules. You cannot just stand up and lie. This was a pure community project, and I did not lie. That's why they say they came aware of the timber. There was no way the lawyer could say in the affidavit, we had a whistleblower, and therefore the appointment date came late. That's how the lawyer would put his thing to court. So I am not, I will not just lie and I did not lie under oath. It was based on the circumstances that the appointment letter was not present, was not available at the time.
Are you suggesting that you didn't lie to Mr. Matlala?
That was now is a different case.
But I go back to what I put to you earlier, that your job as an agent requires you to lie for a profession, as a profession.
I may not have a comprehension about lying as a profession. As an agent, you cannot, there are rules. You cannot just lie if you are not in any mission.
And is it a rule of being an agent that you can't lie under oath?
And any matter that is conducted under oath, no one is allowed to lie.
Can I take you to exhibit bundle page 43? Do you recognize that document?
That's correct.
This is the affidavit that you gave to Colonel Schneller in support of the 252A application.
That's correct.
And it's an affidavit. If we go down to page 46, you'll see you signed it in front of a commission of oaths.
That's correct.
Can we see what you say in paragraph 1 of that affidavit?
I can see 100% what is
Do you want to
written.
read it?
That I'm an adult male employed in government with the Office of Minister of Police.
Sorry, I just didn't get the...
That I'm an adult male employed in government within the Office of the Minister of Police.
Is that true?
It's not true. I have, indeed, even yesterday immediately, I did raise this with the lawyers, that when I introduced myself to Lieutenant Snell, I never told him I'm an agent. And indeed, if you check what I was doing there, he was going to ask me, and he asked me indeed, that how can this man ask promotion from you? Who are you? How is that possible? Now that's how this thing, there's the sentence that says, I'm a male employed in the office of the minister, or else I did not carry the authority to conduct the 252A.
So, Mr. Mokgotsi, are you saying that if you need to lie for a purpose relating to your job as an agent, it's okay to lie under oath?
It's not okay to lie under oath. You inform immediately. Even if commission can draw attention to this, to the content of this affidavit, where I have requested a verbal, there are other transcripts, where I requested a verbal authority to conduct this operation and being granted, and the content says this person's, the extract, not the transcribed record says this person wants you to talk to the minister that at least he become a colonel. Is there, is recorded. There was no way this can be practical to Lieutenant Schnell to say that man asked me to give him a promotion without putting this. This is part of the work.
So you're now saying you did lie under oath by saying that you were employed in government within the office of the Minister of Police. That was false, and you knew it was false, but you thought I needed to do it to enable Lieutenant Colonel Schneller to give me authority under Section 252A.
Because I could not tell him that I'm an agent, yes. This was for the purpose of work.
So when it's for the purposes of work, you're saying you can lie under oath?
The circumstances, commissioners, should allow, like I'm saying, there's no any other example I can give. I'm conducting a 252A here.
Let me give you another example. Assume your handler said to you, it is very important for the purposes of this commission that you tell the commission that General Mkhonazi is a CIA agent. And assume you knew that to be false. Would you then be able to come to the commission and say, General Mkhonazi is a CIA agent because your handler had said, for the operation, it's important for that to happen?
Now, those are two different things, commissioners.
Why are they different?
Coming to the commission, you are here to provide commission with information that can help. The moment you lie, the commission will not be able to arrive at any level of assistance, cannot be assisted. There's no way you can be given instruction to come to a commission to lie. It's impossible.
Why? If the intelligence operation demands it, why is it any different from lying under oath in a Section 252A application?
Commissioners, if instruction is to come here and lie, I could rather come here and remain silent. I don't think there's any reasonable agent of the law, agent of the state, who will come and testify in a commission or the court or any court of law and lie. Lying under oath is a crime, and if charged with perjury, you will be, whether you are an agent or you are ever, you cannot
I
lie.
agree with you, it is a crime.
Yeah.
But you have lied under oath in this affidavit that you gave to Lieutenant Colonel Schneller, which is perjury, is it not?
Yes, and Lieutenant Schnell is not the commission. We were executing. I'm saying if this sentence is not part of this, because the content of this affidavit is now, this is what happens. It is reinforced by the recording. The transcripts are attached, where a man says, I want to be promoted to become a colonel. He's saying that. Obviously, a police officer who comes to you, who you come to and say, I need an authorization, this thing must happen now. And remember, when you go to him, you go with a police officer. You go with a police officer who explains to him that this person is going to do a certain process, and this requires what you call authority. Then that is why you will see in the annexures, the authority was granted. But this police, the same Colonel Schnell, will not write this affidavit if I say I am Brown Mokgotsi, I'm just a comrade, this man, I promised him a colonel position. The affidavit would not work.
So the affidavit had to be granted, including a lie under oath, so that you could proceed with this operation to run the trap involving the officer who was going to implicate General Mokgotsi and General Kumalo. Is that what you're saying?
No, it was not intended to implicate General Mokgotsi or General Kumalo. It was implicating whoever who was plotting the dismissal. Whoever who, even if it was Jabu, it should not be mentioned that I went there because I knew this recording is going to implicate General Mokgotsi. No, that was not the case.
But that's not what you said in your original witness statement. In your witness statement, you made absolutely clear that you conducted this operation with a view to essentially ultimately prosecuting General Mokgotsi and General Kumalo for defeating the ends of justice. That was the whole purpose of this operation.
I'm still saying you are correct. Even if it was not General Mokgotsi, even if it was General Jabu or General Ma, whoever who was involved in a particular intention, that was the purpose of this operation.
No, but we're not talking abstract in the air here. At paragraph 36 of your witness statement on page 10, you say, the intention was to employ this person as a Section 204 witness against both Lieutenant Colonel Kumalo, and I think that should be Major General Kumalo, Lieutenant General Kumalo, because you referred to Lieutenant General in paragraph 37, and it was Lieutenant General, not Lieutenant Colonel, and Lieutenant General Mokgotsi, who plotted against Major General Khan with reference to the disciplinary hearing.
That's correct, Commissioner.
So that was the purpose of it. It was
of the operation, yes.
The operation was to end up with a conviction against Lieutenant General Kumalo and Lieutenant General Mokgotsi.
I'm not disputing that. It should not be that I woke up from my house with intention. That with intention that General Kumalo and whoever must be implicated or somehow. The decision, the intention comes from the information as it comes, that here is myself, I have information that General Kumalo and General Mokgotsi are intending to do 1, 2, 3. Then you request what you call an authority to conduct a 252A, and is granted. Now you meet this person. The request, it is done through some channel. Now you meet this person. I'm saying, as an agent, I had to mention this, or else, because I was in work, I was during my time of duty, or else it could not be signed.
So when you lied under oath in this affidavit, you're saying it was necessary for the operation to continue.
That's correct.
You see, that too is false, because I want to take you to the date of this affidavit. Can you go to page 46? The date of the affidavit is 15 February 2025.
That's correct.
By that stage, the operation had been abandoned. And you don't have to take my word for it, you can take your own word for it.
Yeah, the answer is, commissioners can go to page 52.
Before you go to page 52, go to page 45, the bottom of paragraph 8. Bottom of page 45, paragraph 8.
In the main statement.
In your affidavit, the one where you say you're employed in the minister's office.
Okay.
You say, after our meeting, let's start at 7. Due to a family bereavement, I could not meet with, we won't mention the name, until after 13 February. This is the officer who you're going to use against General Kumalo and General Mokgotsi. I am prepared to assist the DPCI in becoming an agent for that officer to be held accountable for his actions. So now you're going to hold the officer accountable. It's no longer General Mokgotsi and General Kumalo. I'm also willing to testify at any formal trial that may take place. After our meeting, I had been communicating with the officer via WhatsApp, and at one point, I indicated to him that we should rather drop this arrangement he wants, as there were media releases that have indicated that Mokgotsi and Kumalo had placed undue pressure on certain witnesses in the DRC to testify in a certain way against Khan. So you'd already decided to drop the operation when you signed this affidavit.
Yeah, that's correct, commissioners.
And so lying as to your position inside the minister's office had nothing to do with an operation that had to be authorized.
That's not correct, commissioners. That's why I was saying, if you check this thing, the date of the, where is the extract? The date of the recording, after it was done and been granted the verbal authority. This is it. It's page 53.
So page 53 is now not an affidavit, it's a transcript of your meeting with the SAPS officer who was going to implicate General Mokgotsi and General Kumalo, and a DPCI, I think it's a colonel, who's going to assist you with the trap.
Commissioners, you see, I think these are the challenges that are there, and that is why it is so difficult in this country. Page 53 shows on the 6th of January 2025, this was the recording has been done.
Sorry, I'm not sure that. I'm not sure that that's a date. It may be, it may not be. It's extremely unlikely that it's going to be a date because
it is written that
this conversation
Yes.
took place on the 29th of January. But according to the affidavits, that may just be a reference number.
Oh, but it's written DPCI inquiry 0601-2025. And if SC perhaps believe it's not the date, but still I'm trying to say, when we approached Lieutenant General Colonel Schnell, the recording, the evidence was in my hand, was at our disposal. It is him who was not available. That's why I wanted to take you to page 45. Is it 45? Where the Lieutenant Schnell was not available, and I again had a funeral. But it does not take the fact that the recording has been done. And probably we should deal with these matters separately, commissioners. To deal one with the part of the affidavit where it is written that this is what I said. It's true, I said that. And according to SC, I do not know if the evidence or the evidence that is leading now, is it meant to say we did not record, there is no recording? Because the delays, the fact is there was a recording.
No, I'm not disputing there was a recording. My proposition to you is that the existence of the recording is irrelevant to the fact that at the time that you lied under oath, the operation had already been abandoned.
It was not abandoned. Commissioners, it was not abandoned. The person who had to execute in the DPCI, if he was not available, if you could not find him, it does not mean the operation has been abandoned. The moment when he becomes available, it's a similar thing. When there was a search and seizure, if the police cannot find you, the day they find you, they're going to execute the search and seizure. We had the recording. What was important was to get this Lieutenant Schnell to do this thing for us. And we did it. And I'm saying there was no way this would carry weight if I did not attach this portion. That I say I had to do it, and without it, it wouldn't be valid. It wouldn't really mean anything. Because he would even ask me, how are you going to grant or give this person any position if you are not near the minister?
I'm not going to take this part further because I've made my point about the perjury in the affidavit. But I do want to talk about this trap and this attempt to charge Generals Mokgotsi and Khumalo further, because I think it's important to understand the full context of that operation. So,
Mr. Chasal, before you start with that point, and we are adjourning at this stage.
Oh, sorry, Chair. It may well be time for the adjournment.
Nothing. Sure, I would do honestly.